What you doing, Pumpkin?
They know something's up.
All right.
We are taking down the last of the big stuff. We have moved everything out of the van, brought it inside. I have even gotten in the shower and washed these waterproof Pelican cases. We've repacked, we've organized, we have downsized tremendously, if you can believe that. Now, it's time to go make it all fit back in the van.
This has been an incredible move. Can't even begin to describe not only the work on the van, but we have gone through almost everything.
Yeah.
No, we have gone through everything
Every little thing
that is in the van, cleaned it, repacked it, thrown it out, whatever, given it away.
I'm tired. We're ready to move back into the van and get on the road. Enough of this spring cleaning and remodeling.
We need a vacation.
Yes, we do. It is moving day. I feel like we've been moving for 2 weeks, back and forth in and out all these Airbnbs. But this is almost the last load headed down to the van. The next load will be the kitties. Let's get back on the road, guys.
Well, that was a long couple weeks. It's a bittersweet moment. We got a lot of amazing work done on the van, big projects, things we needed to do. We got a little apartment time, little free-flowing hot water, which was nice, but there is no place like home. We're back in the van. We're leaving Pilatus now, and we're headed out for another adventure. We got a couple really cool spots along the way. Today's video is going to take us through a few days, so come on, let's go explore Brazil.
The first half of our day today was spent moving back into the van, going to the grocery store, getting everything settled, finding homes for everything, getting the kitty cat settled back in the van. Then we drove about an hour east towards the coast. We are in the southernmost state of Brazil. I believe it has 26 states. And we are about to get on a ferry. We're in the town of Rio Grande, and we're going to take a ferry across this gigantic lake to get to the other side, where we will start to drive north. Curt's up there checking the schedule and the pricing. We'll see how this ferry is going to work. Curt came back with all the scoop on the ferry. We are definitely in the right place. We're here in the, I'm going to call it a rural city, not a fancy city, more of a working class city, Rio Grande. Very interesting atmosphere around here. But we had to wait about 30 minutes for the ferry to arrive. It is pulling up now. They need to unload it, and then we will get our spot on the ferry. But I can already tell you it is a smaller ferry than from down in Chile. And I don't think it has sides. I think it just has little rails. We'll get a better look at it when we got to pull on this thing. But Curt thinks it's about a 30-minute ride to the other side of this giant lake. And the adventure is beginning, starting with a ferry ride. Bom dia. Alright, Curt did a good job of getting us on the boat. They had a good director, which is always helpful. And we are right next to the edge. Just 10 minutes after 3, we are loaded on our ferry. We are headed across to the other side of the lake, where we will be able to drive north along the coast. Now this is actually a lagoon. Pato?
Pato.
Lagoon Pato. It is the largest lagoon in Brazil and the largest coastal lagoon in South America. It is 110 miles long, and at its widest point, it is 44 miles wide. That is a big old lagoon, guys. It is mostly fresh water, but it does have a little salt where it opens up into the ocean. And Eduardo over at the gas station from town that we met and told us we should come this way and take the ferry said that at the saltwater part of this lake, they do some pretty good shrimping. But we are off. We're headed to the other side. So the lady that you paid just came by. We were able to pay with credit card. How much? 96?
96 reales.
So $20. And yeah, not too bad for a boat ride. Ferry ride is over. We got an hour to our planned campsite. Kurt's gonna take us on a little tour of this town. Here we go. We were gonna drive y'all by the church, the cool one that we could see from the water when we were coming in on the ferry. But these roads are tight. I think we're just gonna get the heck out of this little town, go find our campsite, get settled in for our first night back in the van. We've made it to our tiny little town, the privately owned gas station with the really nice owner that told us we could gladly park right here on the little grass spot next to his building. We immediately opened the door and G came running. We're gonna call it a night. We'll see you guys in the morning when we try to find some fun stuff.
Can you say birds? Good morning, everyone. Well, the cats adjusted well to the van. No squelching out of them. We had a little bit of a tossy-turny night last night, getting used to the van, but it felt good to be back in here. And today we're on the road headed north. We're on this peninsula, and we're actually going to a national park out here. And the unfortunate thing is it's overcast and rainy, so we don't know if the weather's going to allow us to get in or not. We'll have to see when we get there. It's always part of the journey. What's the weather going to do?
We're driving through a heavy timber industry area. There are pine trees lining both sides of the roads here. But what we have figured out is they don't just harvest them for the timber. Most of them, it looks like they've made some cuts into the trunk as it's growing, and they're harvesting the sap. We see them putting it into buckets. There's workers out in the field, and then they dump it into these big buckets, and the buckets haul it off somewhere. We don't know exactly what they do with the pine sap, but they're getting every little bit of stuff they can out of these trees through here.
Yeah, we've seen big semi loads full of drums of tree sap, so it's big business out here, whatever they're doing with it.
The mystery continues. We just passed what we think is the sap processing center. Tons of barrels, trucks coming in and out, some sort of fuel-looking tank towards the back of the big warehouse, grain-looking storage buildings. We have no idea what they do with this sap, and it is driving us crazy. But it's definitely big industry around here. We have made it to the turn to go to the national park. We've turned off. It is a dirt road, and it has clearly in this area been raining, and everything is saturated. But the road looks okay. It looks like there are fresh tracks of other cars going up and down the road, but we are going to proceed with caution. And if we get where it's starting to look a little sketchy, we'll turn around and get out of here. But right now, it looks like we can get there. We got 3 miles on this muddy, wet dirt road to get to where the birds are supposed to be, or at least to the entrance of the national park. And we'll figure out more when we get there.
People always ask if we really need four-wheel drive. Guess what? We're using it yet again. And I will tell you, this is definitely not the first time we've locked it in.
Otter. Back up a hair. So there is so much rain here. All right, stop. So much rain here that the otters are swimming in the ditch. I think I got a little tiny glimpse of him, guys. But he is hiding for sure now. Let's see if he pops back up. You watch up there. There's ripples up there.
Oh,
There he is. Yeah. Pull up. Oh yeah, stop. right, so we definitely got a little bit better look of the otter as he left the ditch, ran across the road, and hopped into what looks like more of a permanent waterway for him. What a good way to start this entrance to the national park, although now the rain is coming down. But we've seen all these little dirt mud nests on top of these fence posts, and we just got a glimpse of one being built. This rain is getting heavy. I don't know if we're gonna be able to stay out here. We'll see what we see at the end of the road, and we'll probably have to turn around and get on out of here, guys.
There's a river right here coming across right
Yeah.
now, so it's getting serious. There's the rain's getting heavier, and some of these drainage ditches are literally coming across the road. And there's water all around us, so we probably are gonna go up here and look for a spot to spin around and get out of here.
Get on out of here. But at least the national park showed us the cute little otter. But yeah, I don't think we can stay here with as heavy as the rain just got. We gotta get out.
Bummer.
So the road is completely covered over. We're gonna have to do a slow backup until we can find somewhere to turn around. I think we probably have about 1,000 feet we'll have to back up. So Curt is driving. I'll try really hard not to annoy him like he would be pestering me and making fun of me if I was having to make this backup drive. But luckily it's a fairly wide road that we get to back up. And I remember a spot not too far back where I think we could turn around just the other side of where we saw the otter. But we are not gonna make it to the lake. It looks like if we don't get out of here, the lake will make it to us.
Yeah, I think it already did make it to us. All right, backwards, coming up on a backwards river crossing.
You did okay. Here's the bigger one.
Turn around here, is it going?
There was a, I think we can go a little farther. Yeah, I remember a pretty good turnaround spot back the other side of the otter. If you're all right with the backing up. I don't think turning around here would be wise.
This is pretty intense, guys. Backing up, we kind of got to hold our speed because, well, it's a little soft and a little mushy back in here. And obviously the steering's quite a bit different because we're going backwards. And also the rain kind of obstructs the vision in the mirror as well as in the dash cam. But we're
easy on this side, Curt. I mean, you're okay. The road got a little narrower on our side over here.
And we got a big puddle back here, so I gotta navigate this correctly. Which side do I go on? Can you see it? Which side I go on?
You go on my side. It's what we did before. That's far enough, I think. I guess the spot I saw to turn around was a little farther back.
In 800 feet, turn right.
Well, that was about a 14-point turn,
I was gonna say 27-point turn.
but we made it.
Woohoo! Now let's get out of here because this rain keeps going.
All right, we just had the van kind of all cleaned up. And you can see along here, unfortunately, we're all muddied up. The price for adventure.
So since our national park for the cool birds was a bust because of the weather, we had to regroup. So we started driving towards our next destination, our next adventure, which is 4 hours away. Now what we think we have decided is because it's still rainy, it's still gloomy, there is nothing we could do along the way. We're not tired of driving because we've been in the apartments for 2.5 weeks. I think we're gonna go ahead and just try to drive all the way to our next destination so it'll be easy to get up and do that in the morning. Now, Curt is having to maneuver around some crazy potholes.
Dodging potholes.
We go through sections of really good road, sections of really bad road, but I think that's the plan. Another thing that happened is we went through a small little town, and when we did that, we found internet. And the very first thing I Googled was, what do you make with sap from pine trees? Well, you make two things. You make turpentine, which I should have known, and we all probably heard of turpentine. It's used for tons of stuff all around the world. And then they also turn it into something that they call pitch. Now, pitch is what they use to make candles and glue and adhesives and stuff like that. Now, what we learned is it's a relatively new industry, I'd say within the past 10 or 15 years, that has taken off down here in southern Brazil, where they can grow a certain species of pine tree that is really good for making the sap. So that is what was going on. We were right. It is an industry-wide area thing down here.
And this is one of kind of the world's biggest exporters.
This is Brazil is the largest exporter of things made with pine sap. So we were right. It is definitely a big deal down here. Probably employs a ton of people too. Oh, there you go. We couldn't wait for y'all to tell us. We had to Google it. It was driving us crazy. So it looks like we're gonna just be driving for about 3.5 more hours. We'll stop for lunch somewhere along the way. We're back on a pothole section. But that's the update. That's what you do when it rains. Well, we found a roadside restaurant. It was typical buffet style, which we're learning is normal here in Brazil. Got some rice, beans, a lot of salads, some broccoli. I already ate my broccoli, don't worry, I had a plate full of it. It was really good. And they're very, very kind here, even though we can't talk to them at all. A nice little local restaurant.
Look at all the cats, guys. Hey, kitty kitties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 cats right here. At least.
He doesn't like that, does he?
He smells them. Hi, Nanner. Hi, Pumpkin.
There's a lot of gatos. She ain't gonna like that. Come on, this way.
All right, we're scrolling through kind of a little mid-sized town. I don't know, guessing by looking at the map, I'd say it's probably a town of about 100,000 people or less. But in any event, one comment I'll make about Brazil is a lot of these cities actually have stoplights. And stop signs and stoplights have not been all too common in South and Central America, but here in Brazil, and if you look down the middle, they even have a nice paved two-way bike path. So it looks to be a fairly nice little city here. We have about an hour to go, and I am getting excited. We are starting to get into the, I don't know if you call these mountains or rolling hills. They're small mountains, but anyway. Snow, how you doing? You doing all right? Can you make it another hour?
I can do it. I'll bring us home.
She's gonna bring us home, guys, and guess what? we kind of have a very unique destination that we're headed to. Something that actually surprised us to see on the map. Some of you who watch us here from Brazil have made some tremendous recommendations all over Brazil. We kind of feel like Brazil's our second home here with all the love we've been getting from you guys. Thank you so much. But this is a recommendation from one of y'all, so thank you. We are headed there and we'll be there in an hour. All right, welcome to our destination for the day. This is a Buddhist temple in Brazil. And we've shown you guys and seen and witnessed a lot of churches of all different denominations across the Americas. And well, we haven't seen a Buddhist temple yet. So this is a first time for us, at least here. We've seen them in China and Japan. So this ought to be interesting, guys. Now, if I'm being honest, I do not know a lot about this religion, but I do believe this is the 7 sacrifices they make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. As you look around the temples and the palaces and even all the little figurines, there are so many different details and colors, and a lot of the surroundings and the trimmings are carved in so many different unique fashions. A lot of time went into this for sure.
We're leaving the Buddhist temple, and I have to tell you, well, first, it wasn't in our plans to do that today. We were just going to drive here, find a place to camp, do it tonight. But the way the stars aligned for us, we ended up showing you around that place today. And now we're looking for our camp. I wish we were able to share more about what the things there mean. We are not Buddhists. We respect all religions and faiths. And what I can tell you about that place is it was beautiful and incredibly peaceful. As soon as you get out of the vehicle there, everything just feels calm. But now it looks like we have about a 20-minute drive to where we hope we have a campsite. So let's go do that. Wind this day down.
I will go discover the gold. Go anywhere to uncover the bold in me. Mountainsides, valleys wide, I will go. I'll get lost just so I can be found, and I'll bring you along, and we will be boundless, and time won't wait. Early or late, I'll get lost. We'll discover all there is to see, 'cause we are pioneers, you and me. We'll explore and we will come alive, 'cause we are pioneers of this life. search and see glimpses of all we need. Hit the road with my friends beside me. We'll sift and turn, we will unearth treasure. It's time we tried to find the sunrise and follow it until it dies. Oh, we're lost and found, inside out we will resound. We'll discover all there is to see, 'cause we are pioneers, you and me. We'll explore and we will come alive, 'cause we are pioneers of this life. We'll discover all there is to see.
Shoot a baller. All right, guys, we made it on the Hall of Fame up here. First ones. This place is nice and this is new. We will show you around. Thank you so much. Look at this place. We had this all to ourselves, and actually we were gonna park under the awning there because of all the rain. He said we park there, and we opted for the view. We'll withstand some rain, but we got some lapwings right out here, and this way we can open the door for the kitties. They've already gotten a short walk. So we're here for the night. We made it, they're open. We beat the sun, and fingers crossed the day clears up tomorrow, guys. This is where we're gonna wind down the video. We will see you in a couple days. Cheers.
If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you guys know when we put out new videos. And don't forget, you can always follow us over on Instagram to see what's going on in between videos. Cheers, guys!